Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3. And opening up our span, parallel feet. Choose one side, cross and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get a good stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, practicing our golden cockerel. Good Tai Chi posture, opening up our span, shifting our weight up. Golden cockerel. Down, up. Tucking your butt. Shifting. Up. And up. Feel your body smoothing out but going up. Flowing into your posture. One more set. Kicking out, shifting weight, counterbalancing. One more set. Holding our ball, root down, out and to the side. Sit back. Shift weight. Align hips and waist. Holding our ball. Okay, 10 form. So we all know how to do our Tai Chi walk, and then hopefully we're getting better. Hopefully we're getting more strength. I know you know how to follow me. I know you're processing what I'm saying, but I want you to take it up a notch so that it's clearly defined. Clearly, sitting back clearly, out clearly, making sure that hips and waist are there, and clearly coming this way. It's almost as if you want to show the world that these are specifics that need to be addressed. That's what I want for you, okay? All right, let's get better as we do this, not just same old, same old. Let's just do the length of the class back and forth and move on. It's important, okay? Very important. Good Tai Chi posture. Thinking about what we're going to do. Pivot out on our heel. Addressing hips and waist. Heel out. Rotate. Address heel, hips and waist. Sitting back all the way. Out. Addressing. Heel. Moving. Sit back. Addressing. Shifting. Sitting back. Twist. Heel. L. Bowl. Sit back all the way. Twist out. Addressing. Heel. L. Energy up and across. Bowl. Sit back. Twist out. Shift. Heel. Energy up and across. Bowl. Sit back. Out. Address. Heel. Shift energy. Down. Sit back. Twist. Shift. L. Bowl. Sit back. All the way back. Twist. Shift. L. Rotate. Bowl. Sit back. Twist. Shift. L. Energy up and across. Bowl. The slower you do it, the better you're off. It's harder, but it pays off a ton. Okay, thinking about what you're doing, calling it out on your own. It looks very good. I see where you are trying hard to address the hips and waist. But remember now, you don't flatten out and then turn. Do not flatten out, shift, flatten out, and then turn. What you need to do is simultaneous motions, out, turn, and then flatten. Sit back. See, when I sit back, all this thing is energy is stored here. It's not a half sit back. It's a total sit back. Then this allows you to go out, address, heel. Don't flatten until the energy comes across. Okay? So that's very, very important. So I'm watching you and I'm thinking through what you're thinking, but I'm not sure. So I just want to make you be careful of what you're doing. This time here we go. Hands at your waist. Here we go. Out, address, heel, rotate, then flatten, bow stance. Sit back, twist out, shift weight, address, heel, rotate, flatten. Sit back all the way, twist, shift, heel, rotate, flatten. Sit back, twist, shift, heel, rotate, flatten. Getting ready to hold our ball. Sit back, twist out, hold your ball, part the wild horse's mane 1. Here it is. Sit back, twist out, hold your ball, heel and hands, part the wild horse's mane 2. Half step forward, hold your ball. Sit back on your back foot as you spin it to the right. Lift up your hand, lift up your foot, set it down. White crane spreads its wing, weight on the back. Bisect by tucking your elbow in, crossing over to your left shoulder, looking at it, out and to the side, brush your knee, 1. Sit back all the way, twist out, parallel and higher, look at it, glance and turn and brush your knee 2. Sit back all the way, twist, fist, heel, pivot, swerve, in, heel, hand, punch, touch, open fingers, shoulder width, roll back, sit back, up and forward. Pivot on the back, pivot on the front, hook, T, across the face, out, L, single whip. Half step, swirl the backhand, on your toe, down on your heel, on your toe, play your lute. Flatten, center, open. Weight on the back, lift, ear, toe, heel. Pivot to the middle, slide. Center, open higher, weight on the back, heel, toe, heel, meet, slide. Pivot front, foot back. Parallel. Heel hand, hold your ball. Heel hand, maiden on her left. Sit back, twist in, hold ball, heel out, hand out, maiden on her right. Half step to the back, cross your body, left hand down to the needle, 1 hand, 2 hands, then your leg. Start in the middle, out, heel, rubber band it out, flash arms. Sit back, twist, cup, parameter 1, cloud hands. Middle, flip meet, close. Middle, flip meet, open, cloud hands. Middle, flip meet, close on a T, hold your ball. Out, ward off. Butt, grasp the bird's tail. Some of you might want to look at your alignment of your hips and waist. Push out, roll back, roll up and forward. Sit back, twist, shift weight, hold your ball, clearly out, ward off, grasp the bird's tail. Contact, then push. Sit back. Sit back, twist and drop, open, open, in, off the ground, right hand tucked into the inside, up, rotate, out, push, separate, drop your shoulders, make yourself small, energy all coming back to you, heel up, off the ground, heel down. Okay, come up, not out of your Tai Chi posture, and then take. Good job. Every time I teach, whether it's this class 10 or the 24, I want to try through my audio, through my vocalization, try to vocalize what I'm feeling in a deliberate way so that hopefully it can somehow alert you to what you should be looking for or feeling. I know that it's possible, but in situations it may not be. But if you can understand where I'm coming from in how I am instructing, perhaps you can be alert to these cues and really understand what I'm voicing is what you should be feeling or attempting to get at that precise point, okay? So use what I'm saying in a constructive way rather than keeping it in the background and doing your same old way. If you do it your same old way, then you don't need to come to class, because I think you're pretty much, got the sequence and got things going. But this class is geared, as are the other two classes, geared for instructions for definite refinement, okay? And sometimes for a fact what I feel, I cannot transfer that feeling to you other than by vocalizing and showing it. And hopefully, somewhere we can bridge that. All right.
A basic tenet is to try, Tai Chi is to try to distinguish between substantial and insubstantial. That's a bunch of words. But what I'm trying to say, and I think what they're trying to say is, you get into a substantial position. This is substantial, and nothing happens from this leg once it's substantial. But by the same token, this is free to go wherever you choose to do that. And if you have a good foundation, you take your time to put it in the place that you intend to be. Otherwise, what happens is you get a slight shift to substantial, and you say, I've got to be over here. Before, you don't take advantage of being stable here, and you come out and you drop right to this, as opposed to you say almost consciously until it becomes unconscious, substantial, and then here, and I want to put my foot there, and then I get it out there. Not being so anxious to say, I know my foot's got to be out there, so I'll shift. This is the advantage. And when you do it from everyday standpoint, it keeps you nimble. That's what the Tai Chi masters are saying. If you pay attention to substantial versus insubstantial, it keeps you nimble because you're not stuck here and say, what am I going to do next? Double-footed or double-weighted. That's a no-no. You're here. That means this is free to do what it wants because you're safe at home. Once you come here and you give this up and you get here, you wait till this is substantial before you say, okay, I can lift my foot and do whatever I want with it, because it's all stable here. So pay attention to your substantial. Don't be in a rush to finish the sequence.
Form, relaxing, dropping your shoulders, flexing your knees. Rise down and then come up on a T, weighted down on our back or right foot. Clearly out and to the side, bottom hand advances, wear your mittens, loosely, part the wild horse's mane one. Sitting back all the way, twisting out, shifting your weight, holding your ball for better balance, heel out, bottom hand advances, part the wild horse's mane two. Here it is. Half step on your toe as you form your ball. Spin it to the right. As you sit back on your back foot, drop your left hand up with your right foot. Set it down above your head. Salute at the same time you put down your toes, holding that right hand as a ball on the top. When you bisect, you're going to tuck your elbow down as you drop your front foot. Bisecting your body, right hand comes across by your chest, looking at your top hand. Multitask, ear, heel, hand, face, brush your knee, fingers at eye level, sit back all the way, twist out, parallel and higher, ear, heel, hand, face, brush your knee two, round it out. Sit back, twist out, fist your right hand, deflect by pivoting on the heel, swerving the right hand, bringing it in, out with your left foot and your left hand to your elbow, touching, opening your fingers at your wrists, rolling back shoulder width, rolling up and forward. Pivot on the back heel, pivot on the front heel. Grasp the fist, grasp on the back, out across the face, single whip. Okay, so I don't want to fall into just doing it and then not coming back and looking at it, but it almost seems at this point it's a natural thing to keep on forging ahead, which we have to somehow discipline ourselves and pull it back a little bit more. So I'm not sure how many of you are watching the level 1 class. Many of you are in level 2, but level 1 class talks clearly about how to position and how to brush your knee. And some of you need a review on that. But right now we'll take a little crash course, okay? So we know that in brushing our knee, it comes early and it's a multitasking. And if you can turn the clock back and say the first time that you learned to brush your knee, how difficult it was. And that's what many of us are experiencing in the other classes. But it's not too late to go over what we once learned and try to look for something that we have maybe overlooked. So when we're on a T stance, and I know you know what a T stance is, just make sure that that back foot has your chi and energy. Do not give me a straight pose like Ken has said in the past. Okay, because it's not going to do anything for you. It's locking your knee in. You need to be ready for action by lowering it and storing that energy on the back foot. Now, when we brush our knee, we know that one hand is parallel in this fashion. Not up here, not down here, and not too far from our clothes. But a good space there, parallel, higher, parallel, higher. And then we need to multitask. We often forget what is higher and where that higher is. And if our feet are this way, and you can apply this to 10 and 24 and 16 in some ways, if my feet are are straight ahead. Say I have them 2 on a line of the tile. My hips need to be addressed to the forward feet. They cannot go this way. They cannot go this way. Because once I do this or anything in between, I'm misaligned. So these hips have to be addressed this way. Understanding that when we repulse the monkey or when we brush our knee, we cannot forget about that by coming out this way to do our brushing of our knee. Because right here, my hips are being challenged and they're at risk because I'm torquing them and I'm misaligned. So to find where the best position is, we always say, not directly out from your shoulder, but slightly more. So what is slightly more? My slightly more may not be what your slightly more is. So the answer to that is this. Out slightly more as long as your hips do not pull you that way. Now, listen to this. If it's across and slightly more, yes, your hips will move slightly, and that's all I'm asking. But if they're moving so that the waist is turning towards here, your answer is, where are my hips addressed? If I'm repulsing and I'm going back too far, she said across and a little bit more, that's way too little, too much more. For brush knee, the similar thing happens. We're like this and we're brushing our knee. So in this situation, it's out and in, but not to a point where it's so far out that it's going to make me go this way. It can be applied, but you have to tweak it a little bit. So if you're on a T, and I said parallel, the hand is not further out this way to make your hips turn that way. Just remember that. So can you try that? You're on a T, weighted down, left hand parallel, right hand up higher without torquing it this way. This can apply for the 24, the 10, and the 16. Because right now we're not in motion. But when we're in motion, we somehow have the tendency to over-exaggerate that hip. Okay, here we go. Practicing what the top hand does. The top hand comes to your ear. There is no turning of the wrist. There's no turning of the fingers. There is also a glance. You do not have to look at it totally. All you can see you may see it just from the corner of your eye. Now, do 2 things at once. The parallel hand comes down as your hand comes closer to your ear. All right? So we got 2 things. Now we've got to get 3 things. Heel. Make sure that the heel comes out clearly on an L. Then, this is the tricky part, and I've noticed it in videos, how you turn your hand when it comes to the corner. So we're going to work on that. But let's get all those things in sync first, okay? Back on a T, weight it down. Parallel on the left, right hand higher. Glancing at it, wearing our mittens. So when we wear our mittens, we don't have to come in real tight. We can loosen and relax as long as the thumb is away from the 4 fingers, okay? All right. Now we know we're going to come ear, hand, and heel, okay? Here we go. Ear, hand, heel, turn, smooth, brush your knee, catch that ball, hold the ball, be in good Tai Chi posture. Sit back, twist out, parallel higher for better balance. Look at it and glance at it, bring it to the ear, set out your hand, set out your heel, brush knee. The emphasis I want is this. Ear, heel, hand, face, brush knee. Sit back, twist out, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, face, brush 2. Okay? And we talked about how your hand should be. So it's here, 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 here. There's no play of the wrist other than what your core is bringing to the front here. So it's hard to describe, but I can see it, that some of you are somehow maybe turning. I'm not sure what you're doing. Turning maybe too much or something, or the fingers may be spread out, but essentially what you want to do is bring it closer, turn, and come out this way. But what I guess when I just did it, it's not this turning, it's this, your body, it's all, but it's not merely just the turning of this portion, but it's this whole thing that's helping us to get that form. And you can see it in the video, okay? So we're getting back to core now, okay? So if we just stood here and did this, that might be a good thing. But here, when you're standing in place, it's not quite the same as if you're moving with your body. It's easier sometimes, but when you do something easy and get that feel, sometimes you lack those elements.
It's a movement of transferring energy. You're bringing it up here, comes to the ear, and you're to the ear. But as you come forward, you are pushing forward, and you're going to end up this way. The power is coming from here, comes here, gentle twist. So eventually, you end up here. But it's just here. Everything unfolds. You're sort of a little flower here, and this flower is opening this way, and this flower is, it's not come here and just, it's here, opening. It's also, the hand is coming up here, and it's soft. And you end up, to some degree, you are moving your wrist at the point of impact, because you're going to be hitting right here. That's what your impact idea is. You don't have to make it really obvious, but to me, it allows you to get energy up here, up to the back, from here, 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 here. Soft. You're bringing it up in this point, soft. The hands are like mittens, come together, soft, and they come to hard. Okay. Another thing I see sometimes, people, as they come across, they're too far out, or they end up too far out. You want to, you're coming from this position, down, the elbow is dropping, this elbow and this shoulder is dropping subtly as you deliver. And you come back and you come around and you end up here. Otherwise, you end up out here. So, hands up to the ear, here, soft, solid, turn. So when you're finished, you're not far out this way. It's the old story. You should be capable of putting an egg under in your armpit and still hold it. But you're not holding it for dear life, and you're not out this way. You are someplace in a moderately central position. Also, going back to another basic tenet, I think substantial versus insubstantial. Of course, what I said was, once you're substantial, you can put your foot anywhere, but at least to the brush knee. Just remember, you're trying to get out, just like Tai Chi Walk. You take the time to set up, so you could conceivably do this, but it sets your time when you say, okay, I'm set. Then I put my foot out. Your intention is to come out. Otherwise, what happens is you get enthralled with your hands, and you say, well, I got to get out. You're going to be able to get your hands, but then what happens to your hips and your knees? You're torquing everything, as opposed to here, you're set. Put your foot in the right position. Then as you come out, then you can turn. Okay? Come back. Oh. Come back. Get yourself into the right position there, and then you can do that. You see, for a moment, I wasn't set, and I struggled because I tried to move too fast, as opposed to here. Set your footing, come down on it, and as you're coming forward, this and this helps to reinforce that you are staying home. Staying home, and then you're going to come across. As this foot comes out, this hand comes out, reinforces the movement here. Again, if you're here, substantiate it, continue to reinforce it, come out this way, and then when you're coming out, this is coming forward. And of course, later on, you're thinking soft and hard. And so at the end of the completion of the movement, everything has a subtle set of tension. Where's the tension? Some of it you feel up front, but some of it you might feel in the back. Again, trying to emphasize core muscles. And some of you were here during non-instructional on Friday. And just before that, I had gone to a meeting, continuing medical education meeting at Queen's Hospital. I go there twice a week for various things. And it just happened at this time that physical therapy was talking about how they try to rehabilitate people, whether it's for stroke or whether it's for injury, etc. But two things struck my mind when, one, they said they concentrate on core muscles. And their concept, and true to Tai Chi's concept, is you take care of the core muscles give your body the strength to move about to where you need to go, and it allows for the other parts of your body, the peripheral parts, your arms and your legs or your feet, to be able to get in the right position. But if you do not have the strength or the coordination of your core muscles, you're relying just on your hands. That's not the best paradigm to be in. The second is neuroplasticity. And this is, in this case, they gave an example of someone who had had a stroke and was trying to pick up a pencil. And when he first did it, he was just sort of shuffling to the edge of the desk and finally grabbing it and getting it. But after a fair amount of practice, he could, although not as smooth as someone who is totally coordinated, but he could pick up the pencil a short distance from where the thing started and get it in his hand and bring it up. And they were explaining a thing called neuroplasticity. That is, if you keep doing something over and over and over again, the nervous system has a way of developing enough coordination to do the skill over and over. And from that standpoint, that's where we're at. In Tai Chi, we're trying to get people to do it over and over again. The mind can figure out, yeah, I'm supposed to do that, but the body may or may not figure that out, and or it takes a longer time to get the thing into the system. And just as people here come with varying exposure and skill in using their bodies, as they practice, and I've seen it, I mean, you guys are evidence thereof. I can remember, sorta, how you came. And certainly, all of you are different, and I think improved from what you came in terms of what you brought with how you could use your body and what you do now.
We have enough time. Let's drill down what we learned, trying to address all the elements that you heard, and then hopefully after you get one or two, softer and hard, or leave the soft and hard to the end, making sure you have parallel, making sure you come out and without turning your hips and waist, all of that, and then maybe you can add on different things. So I would suggest you push down towards the chairs as we drill brush knee towards the field, okay? All right, we're on a T stance, rooting down on our right foot. Parallel and higher. Here we go. Wearing your mittens, thinking about how we're going to do it a little bit better or a little bit differently, okay? We're coming to our ear, our hand comes down, our heel comes down, moving that body, turning, brushing our knee, 1. Catching that ball, holding that ball, sitting back all the way, twisting out, shifting parallel and higher, looking at it, ear, heel, hand, brush your knee, 2. Fingertips and eye level, sit back all the way, twist out, parallel higher, ear, hand, heel, turn, address hips and waist, catch those balls or hold the ball. Sit back all the way, give me a good all the way. Then twist. Then shift weight, parallel higher, glance, ear, hand, heel, turn, fingertips. Sit back all the way, twist out, parallel higher, ear, heel. Don't flatten until you round the corner. Sit back all the way, pivot out. Hand higher, parallel, heel, in, turn, glance. Sit back, out, parallel, higher, ear, heel. Don't flatten until you turn the corner. Brush your knee. Sit back all the way. Set yourselves up. Pivot. Parallel higher. Ear, hand, heel, turn. Catch, hold. Sit back all the way. Twist out. Parallel higher. All together, round it out and smooth it out. Sit back, twist, parallel, higher, round it all out. Use those core muscles, sit back, twist. We want to get rid of just using our arms and hands. Sit back, twist, higher, parallel, drop shoulders, soft and then hard. Sit back. Those getting into the table, you know what to do. Twist, parallel, higher, heel, hand, turn, soft, hard. Sit back, twist, parallel, higher, heel, hand, turn, hard. Sit back, last one, twist, parallel, higher, heel, turn, soft, hard. Sit back. Let's always end with a sit back and say, hey, my muscle's getting stronger. Okay? All right, towards the center. So let's go over what is soft and hard now, okay? So soft is referred to when we come into our ear, and remember I said the energy is right in the center here. Energy is not dissipated so much around our mittens, but right in here. So when we come into our ear, the focus and energy is in this center here. It comes across here, and this is called soft, and then it slowly rises to a hard as you finish the form, as you finish the movement. So it is soft and then hard. Okay? So sometimes I am more aware of it. Sometimes when I'm teaching, I'm concentrating on other things. But if you can follow, this is the soft and this is the hard. And sometimes let's put it this way. It's obvious if you're really scrutinizing, but it's even more apparent when you're actually feeling it. And that's to me, the ultimate is to be able to feel the energy just kind of dispersing, coming in here, and then ending at that hard portion. So those are some of the things you can work on if in case you said, I've gotten it already, I don't know why I came to class, okay, if you're at that point. Just a reminder that you will see that the mitten technique is important, but remember, you don't have to force yourself to come in close to touch each finger, but just keep it away from the thumb. Whatever it feels to you that's relaxing within what we try to instruct, I think that's a good goal or a model to think about. Whatever we teach, you grab that instruction or form, and then you modify it to make yourself relaxed, okay? Don't flatten early and then come around, because that's a misalignment there. Good question. Good, smart listeners. I like this class a lot, and sometimes you have to bear with us because it's hard for us to explain what we really want to say, and so it's good tag teaming, and hopefully, you can get it over time. Okay,